Back now to President-elect Trump's threats to companies moving jobs overseas. They come on the heels of his deal with Indiana-based heating and cooling manufacturer company Carrier. In exchange for keeping about 800 manufacturing jobs in the United States, the company received tax breaks and incentives, though still more than 1,000 jobs move to Mexico. For more on this, Indianapolis-based talk show hosts Miriam Weaver and Amy Jo Clark joining us. They are better known as Chicks on the Right. And for our viewers who don't normally listen or watch, Miriam is in the blue. Amy Jo, I'm told you are wearing red today. There we go, ladies. All right. On the right, and I would guess always think you are right. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. And they agree on that point, too. All right, Miriam, give us the sense of the mood in Indiana. Obviously, anytime a job is saved is a job who's earned. It's one more family that doesn't have to worry about this during the holidays. But $7 million is a pretty high price tag.
Yeah, so I think it's really easy to get excited and super happy for the people who are going to have a much better Christmas this year than they were going to. And everyone, I think, is really happy that jobs have been saved. But the question is at what cost? And so we're a little conflicted about how this deal has gone down, what it means for companies that are facing similar circumstances. So we're very, very pleased that Donald Trump has sort of taken on, you know, he's taken the lead on this charge, and it's very exciting news. It's great PR for him. It's a great symbol of what's to come, I think. But we do have questions, as I think everyone does, about how this deal exactly went forward and what it means for companies who are facing the similar circumstances.
Well, and Amy Jo, to that point, we had on a reporter from the Wall Street Journal yesterday who said CEOs are sort of ecstatic right now because all they have to do is threaten to move jobs overseas, and suddenly, in this case, the Trump administration, but the governor of the state perhaps, will then show up with tax credits and everything else. It's almost like the sports team extortion. We're thinking of moving to Cleveland, and if you don't give us a new stadium, well, we're going to head out of town.
Well, we hope that that's, not necessarily the case. I think a lot of small businesses and a lot of business owners right now are thinking, well, this is hopefully a sign of what's to come. Like, there's going to be tax breaks and there's going to be really great deals for us. And, hopefully this is just the landscape of what's to come for everybody. And that is, a great tax environment for everybody and conservative values across the board for everybody. And listen, I'm still reeling from the segment before when you were talking about Carly Fiorina on the cabinet. Are we both still reeling from that, or what? Is that true? Is that happening? Honestly.
Well, at least according to Shannon's guess, that's a name that's out there. You all would like this, or Chicks on the Right would not like this?
We would love this.
We're fans of Carly.
Fantastic.
For
sure. Okay, talk about a changing climate. That's so fantastic.
Big Carly fans there. Miriam, what is this balance, though? Because Mary Jo just used this word, Amy Jo, pardon me, used this word of conservative values. But when you think about high tariffs, which is something that Mr. Trump has talked about, and other things, these aren't really conservative values.
Right, and that's where we feel a bit conflicted, because we don't want to be hypocritical. We don't want to be hypocritical as conservatives about getting excited that companies are getting special treatment if that's in fact how this deal has gone down. I mean, we're supposed to be the side of the aisle that is angry about deals like Solyndra, for example. So when we see a company that we don't quite understand all the specifics of how this deal went through, and whether or not, because government is supposed to stay out of business.
Yeah, but we want the regulations to not be as stringent as they are right now.
Amy Jo, I've only got 30 seconds left, but I want to put this last question to you. We saw in that video Vice President-elect Mike Pence, who is the governor of the Hoosier State, a great state, I might add, and lots of people have credited the recovery in Indiana to his policies. 30 seconds or less, give us what those policies are that, in the words of, I think, your Chamber of Commerce, quote, makes Indiana work.
Well, I mean, government stays out of the business of small businesses and out of businesses, and they let people do what we do best. And that is, we know what's best for our companies. We know what's best. We know, the value of a dollar, and we know.
Government's job is to make sure the environment is good for businesses to thrive.
Exactly.
But beyond that, they need to stay out of our way.
If anyone, you know better than anybody what a hard break means. If anyone disagrees, you're on Twitter at Chicks on the Right. We'll see if anyone does.
Chicks on Right.
Chicks on Right. All right, guys. Thank you very much, ladies. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.